Hi, it's Eric Hanks with Quantum Mind Hypnosis and or QM Hypnosis. And some people have been asking, you know, how I got into hypnosis. A lot of times they ask me why I talk about it all the time. Like, why are you always talking about hypnosis? Because it's amazing. That's why. But then, some people ask, why did I get into it in the first place? And the reason I got into it is because I wanted to help myself first. Really, I wasn't thinking about ever doing this. I wasn't thinking about being a hypnotist. I wasn't thinking about trying to help people all over the world. I was thinking about the problems I had and how could I fix them. And the first experience I had with it, I was in college and I had night terrors. I would wake up screaming at night. I couldn't sleep. It was like an insomnia. And when I did fall asleep, I would wake up with these night terrors. And I went to the school psychologist and she asked me if I'd ever done hypnosis. I said no. She explained a little bit about how it would work. And then she took me down into hypnosis. I still remember it like it was yesterday. I used the same induction that she used most of the time, and or at least parts of it. And I was fixed. Let's put it that way. Healed. It was like no more night terrors, no more insomnia. I was sleeping. I was like, this is wonderful. So that stayed in my mind. And then later when I got into the Army and I started having, the stress, I was at a very stressful, physically demanding jobs that I had to do in the Army that would just break, your body would be broken down from just days of no sleep. Little food, no sleep for days, to the point of hallucinating. I mean, like, not just me, I'm saying like everybody around was talking about, oh my gosh, I'm seeing things, I'm hallucinating. I think, yeah, me too. You can't stay awake for 3 days without, and what that did was it caused some problems with cognition a little bit. It caused problems with your physical body. You start getting aches and pains and things start hurting more because you need sleep. And these kind of missions were things that we would do often, so I'm like, how can I get a leg up on everybody else and look better? I mean, basically, you're competing. How can I look better than everybody else? How can I perform better and with less pain and less brain fog? And I started looking, because there was no internet yet. I started looking through bookstores and I found some books on hypnosis. And I found one, because it was a military bookstore, from a commando who, the whole book was about how he used hypnosis to be one of the best commandos. And I'm like, wow, I read this book. It's about ways to do self-hypnosis. When you just even have 5 minutes, you can do self-hypnosis and it feels like you had an hour of sleep and your brain fog will go away. Or you can use hypnosis to make the pain fade away and you don't feel the pain. You can use hypnosis to keep driving forward. And so I started using it and it was working great for me, and I helped some other people with it. I didn't hypnotize them, but I was like, hey, I want to explain this to you, because they were like, I just can't take this anymore. I'm like, look, let me explain this book and how I'm doing so good now. And so the hypnosis worked. I mean, it's good. It was good. It would be great for all soldiers, really. This kind of hypnosis to help you, to motivate you, to drive you forward, to feel like you're getting more sleep than you are, to not feel the pains and the aches. So keeping that in mind, that seemed to work for me great. And then later I got out of the Army. I was overweight. I was very heavy. I was smoking. And I'm like, you know what? That hypnosis thing came back to me. and I got hypnotized. Quit smoking, lost weight, and later on, right after that, I it's always been something that I've been just really interested in. And there was a stage hypnotist who I went to see, and I was just amazed. I wasn't there laughing like everybody else. I was there just glued, like just focused in on what he was doing. Everybody else is laughing, and I'm just like, wow, I am just in awe. So I talked to him afterwards, and I asked him, how would someone learn to do things like this? I don't really want to make people do weird things, but I mean, how would someone learn to do something that powerful? And he said, well, I happen to know a guy here in the city who's a professor who teaches a class at this university on hypnosis. You can contact him. Well, I did contact him, and I got in the class. In 2006, started doing hypnosis in an office and helping people. And just every time I did that, there was this really great kind of rewarding feeling that I got, and I had also this feeling of awe, especially in the beginning, I'm just like, God is great, like, this is amazing. How is this working? I know I'm not, it's not like I have some power. It's not like the power's in the person who's sitting there in the chair. That's where the power's at. It's in them. And all you're doing is just using words, and they are making it happen, or the universe. It's just amazing. And so I just loved it even more and more and more the more often I did it. And now it's just, it should still seem like by now matter of fact, because it's like 14 years, 15 years later. Everything should just be matter of fact, and it is. But at the same time, that awe is still there. It's just really amazing, and I think everybody should try it. It's great for so many things, right? Because really, your environment is a reflection of your mind, right? If you want to change your environment, hypnosis can help you change your mind. If you're, sometimes physical ailments, there's a mind-body connection. There's a placebo effect that's negative as well that people are having happen to them. And they will think themselves into the grave. They'll think themselves into the hospital. It's been shown over and over that, if you have some sort of a problem, with the way you visualize how you should be and how things should be for you, you really think you're sick, you'll get sick. If you really think you're in pain all the time, you'll be in more pain because you're focusing on it more, right? And I think people can live wonderful lives by using hypnosis. I use it all the time because I'm still feeling the pains and aches and from all of the pounding and damage that I took in the military. So I'm using it all the time, and I feel much better than I did when I was in my 20s now. So it's really wonderful, and I think everybody should try it, and that's what got me into it, and that's it. And so if someone would like to experience hypnosis for whatever reason, you can contact me at 502-345-0397. You can call and leave a voicemail, or you can text. I prefer text, actually, because then I see it right away, and I can see it without having to make any noise in case I'm working with someone. But also, you can go to my Facebook business page and contact me through that. That's facebook.com/QMHypnosis. Facebook.com/QMHypnosis. So those are two good ways to contact me. I've also got an email, qmllcusa@gmail.com. You can talk to me through there as well. Thanks.